Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also used a League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to our virtual comic shop where we get together and share our thoughts on comic books and have some polite discussion. Please be sure to leave your thoughts about this video in the chat section below. Just leaving your thoughts there helps with the algorithm with this as well. So let's break it out. Woo! And get started. I don't have a whole lot this week to go through. Just wasn't much there that piqued my interest. So let's first talk about Nightwing, issue 128, with 240 ratings with a 3.9 score, mostly positive on League of Comics Geeks. I gave the book a 7, average. The writer is Dan Waters, artist is Dexter Soy. You take of that what you want. Art's actually pretty good in this issue. In this particular issue, Nightwing searches for Oracle. Yeah, in the Titan's Tower, which is all wrapped in something beyond the realm of imagination. But will the unexpected yet somewhat familiar face prove to be friend or foe? Well, it's a weird thing. Decent art in this issue. There's some good story progression. I'm not really a fan of this particular story. I like my Nightwing stories more grounded, but if you like the fantastical thing, this would be good for you. Or if you're a Nightwing fan, I don't see this as a reason to drop the book or anything. But as I said, I do prefer a more grounded version of Nightwing. But you know what? It doesn't appear that a lot of people agree with me here, so let's look at a couple reviews here. Here is a 4.5 star review. What a brilliant issue. The concept of Night Might being forced to make the Titan's Tower into a twisted fifth dimension ecosystem based on Nightwing is really awesome. Like the Deathwings being like white blood cells, but corrupted due to the horror inflicted on Night Might due to the Zanny. The whole issue feels like, albeit twisted, a love letter to the character. And there's more to it there. Okay, see, there's a very positive take on that. Let's look at a different one here that is a 3.5 stars. More in the middle. A vampire turns you into a vampire. A zombie turns you into a zombie. And Batman didn't get turned into anything. He just likes bats. That can't possibly be what Batman is about. It's about a grown man who dressed up like a bat and goes around solving crimes and mysteries. Yes! So as I look through it, I don't see any really terrible ones. Here's probably the lowest score I seen was 2.5. It says, starting to not feel this book as much. So I think that says a lot to have a story that's more of an outlier. Somebody goes, I just don't feel this one as much. Not really a terrible thing. Next, let's talk about Batman Superman World's Finest, number 41. 222 ratings, 3.9 score, mostly positive on League of Comics Geeks. And I give this one a 7.2. The writer is Dickhead Mark Waid and Adrian Gutierrez and artist Matt Herms. Now, there is some open order covers that are pretty good in this one. There's an incentive cover that I like a lot though, but of course I don't get those. I just get the standard because I'm a cheapie. I give this book a 7.2. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Bizarro type of stories, but if you're a Bizarro fan, you'll probably love this. Up is down, left is right, and green is red, but danger is still danger. As Batman Superman awaken on Bizarro World with no idea how they got there, or why they're being hunted by one of the most dangerous beings in the universe. Even if they survive, can they find their way home from a backward planet in time to save their friends from danger? You'll have to read to find out. In my opinion, this book, the art is a little bit hard to follow on some panels here. The story is decent at best, but here's the thing, I expected better. Though I read a lot of the original World's Finest back when, those books were like 10 cents or 12 cents or whatever. So you do, if you understand that, you're going to get some fantastical craziness, and that's to be expected. And I think that's what this goes for. So I have no problem with that. It's just that, I don't know, this story didn't 100% really do it for me, but it is what it is. Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by my wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give me a couple pennies possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you everybody. And let's get back to the video. Now let's shift into Marvel. This book, The New Avengers #2, because we have to throw Avengers on everything in order to try to make it sell. It has 242 ratings with a 3.8 score, mostly positive, and I gave the book a 7.5, which is pretty positive as well, which says a lot. I will say I found the cover of this book quite fascinating. The alternate covers, mediocre, but there is some incentive covers that are good. Well, anyway, the writer is Sam Humphries and artist is Ton Lima. Seeing double, deranged duplicates of the Illuminati attack the new Thunderbolts, new Avengers, prompting a super yeah, because that's really what they are. The Thunderbolts became called the Avengers to make books sell. What can I say? This is prompting a surprise visit from Clea Strange. Yeah, because she's looking for her husband. But even with the help of the Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension, several of the doubles are too powerful to contain, and they get away. To understand how to stop them, the team meets a genius, one who wasn't connected to the original Illuminati. And can you take a guess who it is? I'll give you an idea. Big, green, and very, very angry. Cool cover on this issue. The standard cover I actually like, with the view of the Black Bolt clone, if you will, and the reflection of that. Decent art here throughout the issue as well. This is an interesting team. I do tend to like this team. I like pairings of groups that don't always get along, like the original Avengers groups, the first several decades probably, or where they fight. Actually, they always seem to fight. So it's a very dysfunctional team, which adds some additional interest to it. But let's see what some other people are saying on this one. A 4-star review says, I'm really enjoying this. Humphries has every character's voice down perfectly. Namor and Clea both bring some nice sass to the group dynamic, and it's really fun to read. I'm also continuing to enjoy these wacky spins on the Illuminati. Art is really good, and the ending has me excited. This is a sleeper. Boy, do I tend to agree with that. The ending is pretty good, bringing in who's going to be coming next. Let's look at a 3-star one when it's not as good. This is somewhat rough. I might be dropping it next issue. The artwork works well. It's not my favorite, but it looks quite solid. Some panels and characters look amazing. Clea rocks. On paper, this is right up my alley, but the dialogue can be atrociously bad at times. Like, seriously, I get it from the antagonist. Still very cringe. And they bring up this point, and I think they have a very good point. But even some of the dialogue from the main characters is really not good. So very disappointing for me as well. I really wanted to like this book. I don't dislike as much as them, but it does seem like the writer is trying to be cool or something, and it just isn't working. Let's find another one that's only 3 stars. This book is fine, I guess. I'm not sure I'm going to continue with it. I like Humphries, I like the team, but this just isn't really coming together with me. The art is fine, if a little rough. Yeah, the characters, aside from Namor, just feel a little bit off. Probably, well, They're probably trying to push through this first arc and decide how I feel about it. I'll probably largely depend on who the overreaching villain of the story is. I got news for you. This is Marvel, so probably after one story arc, this series will be done. Marvel can't seem to go beyond 10 issues, it seems like. So my guess is this is probably a one story and done. They've been doing that with the Thunderbolts. They renamed it now the Avengers to get sales. So I wouldn't expect this to last too much longer. I'm going to look at one more that's a 4.5 stars. This half a star taken away because of Iron Bro saying bro every time he spoke and saying we're cooked. Maybe I should take another 0.5, half star anyway, away from Stoner Strange. Pretty entertaining series so far. I'm hyped to see Eddie Brock Carnage get involved, and I like the way Clea pulled up. Well, we'll see if Eddie Brock Carnage gets involved. I'm not a big fan of what they've been doing with Eddie Brock and those stories anyway, but hey, we'll see how that goes. As you see here, a lot of people are teetering, but yet the book is still getting some pretty solid scores. What is your thoughts on this book? Are you checking this one out? And the last one I want to talk about is G.I. Joe number 9 with 159 ratings, 4.2 very positive score, and I gave the book an 8.2. I think this should be getting read more. This has been a fantastic series with a mix of G.I. Joe and the Transformers. Yes, we get that. It's pretty amazing. The writer's Joshua Williamson, artist Andrea Molina. And let me tell you, this book has some really cool incentive covers and the retailer exclusive. Fantastic. The main one you get is okay. Boy, but some of those I really think could have pulled in readers much better, whether it be an incentive cover or definitely the retailer exclusive. Anyway, we get Baroness and CoverGirl, and they're in a fight for their lives. They get caught. Yep. Also, we have Clutch and Hound investigating Cobra's Energon weapons, all under Duke. Duke doesn't know it. The Joes don't know it. He's hiding it from because he knows Duke's thoughts on those things. Oh man, I tell you, this issue does a great job of making Major Blood a cool character. Also, we have Raptor, which was a D-list character in G.I. Joe, the original, and he's pretty good as well. So this Clutch secret thing is cool. I want to see what's going to happen. How's he going to bring this up to Duke, or is Duke going to find out? Because remember, Duke is really against these robots, these Transformers, because he doesn't know any better, and that's okay. But I will tell you, we have CoverGirl and Baroness together. They get caught by Major Blood in that last panel. Ooh, it is a shocker, and it's cool. I recommend checking out G.I. Joe. I think if you miss it, you're going to be making a mistake. But you know what? Let's check out a couple people's opinions so you have theirs as well. We have this 5-star review here. Says, I enjoyed the story in this issue. It's packed with action and tense moments. The issue puts the spotlight on CoverGirl and Baroness and their cool interaction. It ends on a sharp cliffhanger that makes you want the next issue right away. I agree. Let's go with a 3.5-star review. I really like the dynamic between Baroness and CoverGirl, the bad guys, and teasing all the Transformers stuff going on. But was anyone else bothered by the fact that the French police in Paris were speaking in English? Well, come on now, this is comic books. What are you going to do? All you do is put a little thing note that says it was it was converted. Who cares, right? Let's see if I can find one that's pretty low. You know what? It's hard to find any that are really, really low. Not a single one that I'm finding is really a low score, people. So this book, I'm telling you, woo! Man, I'll tell you one more here. No, two more. Good stuff. I love Raptor. I hope next issue has much more Clutch and Hound, though. And that was a 4-star review, and a 4.5-star review says, issue after issue makes me more and more of a G.I. Joe fan. I'm telling you, even if you're not a G.I. Joe fan, you should be checking out this book. I think you're missing out. So there we have it, people. Those are the comics I read. What should I have read? What do you think? And what are your scores for these books? Share your thoughts below. I greatly appreciate you all. And until next time, keep it frugal.